we've talked a lot about religion, but I want to make a few comments, brief comments about religion. Is that religion was a reaction to tyranny. And today, that's no longer true, but it's still a great opportunity for two things. One is to provide good services for people, and also to control people. So it's actually quite important for our population. And also people used it as a good analgesic to feel like they're part of something important, which is really good. Everybody wins. And so the interesting thing to remember is that, as Jung said, everything becomes the opposite of what it was meant to be. Religion was a tool against tyranny. And the irony, really, today is that it's a tool for a form of tyranny, which is control. And so really, if you think about the founding principles of religion, the exercise of it today is pretty much the opposite. Religion's founding principles were about finding God inside of yourself, discovering, asking questions, whereas today it's sort of evolved or de-evolved into finding God outside of yourself, being spoon-fed religion. It was about not worshiping false gods, and we've created all these symbols that we worship. They said no false idolatry. They weren't meaning a physical idol made out of white marble. They meant money, pictures, consumerism, symbols of God. And the irony is we're all doing that, or very much of us are. Founding principles: treat others as yourself. We've rejected other people and humiliated them or killed them. That's the way it is. We don't try to change that. We're real careful with the religion. The idea is to not be a false prophet. What our objective here is to segment the market and understand the different people and how we can actually use them to control the system. Those who are dogmatic religious are very, very easy to control. Large voting blocks. Very powerful. So the idea is to work with their leaders. Those who are highly spiritual, we don't want a new religion being formed right now. That would really disrupt things. A lot of spirituality is being found on the internet, where people are joining up with people like them. And the idea is to have many different factions of that and occasionally fund different groups that promote different forms of that through various back channels. And you create so much noise that none of them have an opportunity to really get together. And then occasionally we want to create or promote a religious leader who's completely full of garbage to turn people off to religion. Because in general, religion is something that could be very powerful in terms of our ability to control voter blocks, but it also could turn into something really spiritual. So we generally, when possible, every once in a while, want to turn people off to it. So every 10 years or so, we inject a religious leader who's just so horrible, he just turns everybody off to it. Very important strategy. But the key thing here is we generally want to stay back from that, because being a false prophet is the worst sin in the Bible. So whether or not you believe in the Bible or not, we generally try to avoid that kind of thing.